Welcome to Ma's Garage. I'm Smokey.
I'm Kev.
And I'm Crick.
And today we're talking about confidence and charisma. There should be you climbing to the top of the mountain and seeing the tops of the other mountains and the other challenges.
It's crazy how much anxiety and fear we build up in ourselves. And then once we do something, it's hard to even remember, like, why was I even so scared of it?
To spend the money on yourself and buy the tools for the things that you want to do. This approval from yourself to do the things that you want to do.
There's a difference between ego and history.
As in reputation?
As in repetition, yes. Like if you have demonstrated good quality, like I don't look at you as having an ego. I look at you as you take your time.
I feel like you could have good skills and qualities and still have a huge ego that's
you could. You absolutely could.
Some of the greats are like that, where they think they've peaked and they think they can't master any other realm, even though they're only good in like one area.
But nobody will ever be better than them.
As soon as you believe that you can't go any higher, that's when you need to find something else that you can go higher, or figure out how to get higher. Like stop thinking about I'm at the highest point that I'm at. Like you should not peak.
There's no ceiling on anything.
Right.
There should be you climbing to the top of the mountain and seeing the tops of the other mountains and the other challenges.
And seeing how they're all connected, right? And that's the thing. You try other things and it teaches you new perspective to the thing that you thought you had mastered. It gives you a whole new outlook. Like, oh, I can apply it to that this way.
Think about like old school rock and roll, like rock stars that got famous playing like acoustic or like an electric guitar that was barely plugged into an amp, because amps were just so much smaller way back in the day. And now compare it to like all the high tech, new improved amplifiers and the new improved like synthesizers and all the new technology, like someone that truly mastered a craft of the old technology, and then how it has evolved over time and how they have continued to learn it as the technology has evolved. Thus, they have also continually been evolving. Constantly
enhancing the skill set that some would have assumed you mastered.
Yeah. Because you could just stick with acoustic. Acoustic's still around. You could just keep mastering acoustic, you know?
I feel like acoustic will always be around. That's why I want to learn how to play guitar on acoustic.
Acoustic just sounds so clean.
It does. I'm going to learn how to play acoustic guitar. I'm going to learn how to play saxophone. I'm going to relearn how to play more trumpet. I'm just going to acquire instruments and play them.
Do it.
That's what I want to do.
Then that's like what I've learned too, is the first step in is have the confidence in yourself to buy them, to spend the money on yourself and buy the tools for the things that you want to do. It's a step that like, oh, because I've spent money on myself, then it's like this approval from yourself to do the things that you want to do. You can spend money on so much other things that don't matter and things, but it's like, oh, I've wanted to do this for years, but I don't even own the things to do it. You know,
like that snowboard behind me was a really good deal from a friend. But this snowboard has been handed down through like 3 or 4 different friendships. Like it's been used heavily, and everyone that has used it in the past has talked about how nice of a board it was for them to like learn how to like learn snowboarding and like just before they buy their own first snowboard. So I'm really thankful that I'm the next one in that path. Maybe one day I'll stop working on the weekends and I'll be able to go snowboard on the weekends again. Maybe. Who knows? One day
you'll be able to pass it on to somebody else too. Once you figure it out.
That's the idea.
Get a new board.
Continue on the tradition.
It's just funny because like when I got it from my buddy, he was like, yeah. So my buddy's like, if he ever even tries to like complain, like the board is the issue, board's not the issue. There's like 3 other people that will look you in the eye and say that board is not the issue just because they loved it so much.
Right. So easy to blame things for your problem because they can't defend themselves.
Yeah.
If only they could.
Right. Let it talk back to me.
We toys can see everything. So play nice.
Oh my God. I missed that shot. Oh, stupid gun. Hey, you're the dummy that doesn't know how to aim. Go to this thing.
It turns around. Say that to my face. Say it to my face.
It points back at you as it says, like, hey. I turned your safety on, you jerk.
Sometimes it can be the things though, if it's like an unknown, like recently my mom came to Colorado and we rented a slingshot and like the two wheels in front, one wheel in back kind of thing.
They're cool.
And I took it through the canyon, through like mountain roads and stuff like that. And my mom kept trying to tell me to relax because like my jaw was clenched and I'm like driving this thing like this,
white-knuckles.
Yeah. Any damage done to it, I have to pay for it. It's like it's a canyon road. So they're all back and forth with like an edge right here. And she kept being like, just relax. It's fine. And like on the way back after we stopped and I like headed back, I was more comfortable because I kind of got how it worked. And I kind of felt bad though, because my mom's like sitting there like, just get man up, just do this, like be this thing. And she called me after she got back home and she had talked to one of her friends who's like a motorcycle enthusiast and all that stuff like that. And he's like, he'd never driven one before and took it. I would never do that. I would never take it down canyon roads like that. Like, and I was like, okay, a little more validated in the fact that I was unconfident in what I was doing. Like, because it felt sketchy. It just felt like I didn't know any kind of realm that I was in. I didn't know how a three wheels, it's like back driven and it's just
green machine, but with a motor,
a whole different kind of monster. And it was like,
it was probably fun to drive though.
It was. Once on the way back, like it was all right on the way there. I was like just trying to figure, but on the way back, I was just like
the first 5, like back when I was getting rentals often because my car was getting worked on. And but I would get rentals every now and then, and it'd always take me like 5 or 10 minutes to like learn the vehicle. And then after I learned the vehicle, it's like I'm driving my own vehicle.
Right.
It's crazy how much anxiety and fear we build up in ourselves. And then once we do something and we've been doing it for a while and it's hard to even remember, like, why was I even so scared of this? What did I think was going to go wrong so bad?
Yeah.
Dude, the first time that I rented a vehicle that had a variable transmission, one where like it was in manual. Like I had accidentally put it into manual. I did without realizing. So it's just, and I'm like, why would I go any faster than 15 miles an hour? Like, what's going on? Pulled it over and like figured it out. It was like, oh, I got to like put it over here and then it's in drive. I just put it in drive and it was evidently. But my car right now has a variable transmission. I don't use it.
Same with mine. I feel like I would burn up my transmission if I did.
And ideally, I guess like my buddy explained it to me that it's more useful for like going between like different inclines, I guess. Like if I was in a place that had more incline differences, like then I might want to think about using my variable. But because everything is so close,
flat.
Like now, I wouldn't say flat because we do have hills. Like I do go up and down hills, but I'm not like parking on an incline, and I'm not going up a steep incline.
It's probably better out here with the straight up mountain roads and shifting up in them. Like some people, man, down they're confident going through these mountain roads. Like I'm here, like white-knuckled in a Jeep that should have good traction, going like speed limit, maybe like 35, 40 miles an hour. And these people are whipping by me going 60, where you can see a cliff, like with a little rail guard. And it's a cliff. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I can't see the bottom.
Right.
You're just going 60.
Zach is one of those people. I remember when we went to that mountain, he was just driving. He didn't hit the gas for like a mile and a half. He was just coasting down this thing. Vroom, vroom, vroom. No gas, no brakes.
Oh, I do that back from my camping spot every time.
It's like
You can
ice
make a
road
whole
truckers. Like you just got to have the confidence that car is not you are going to keep that truck from going over the edge.
It's kind of how it is with when you're drifting in the snow. Like if you're drifting in the snow, you gotta be confident and follow that drift and run it and know what you're doing. You can't freak out, And it's like
that's when you spin out.
Right. And that's where we used to do it to play around. But I think when we used to go drifting in our cars in parking lots was one of the best things that we could have done. You know what I mean? Like it taught us how to handle drifts. It taught us how to handle our cars in those situations.
I burned through a set of tires drifting in parking lots.
I think it was your car we took to Fruitport Christian what was it? Yeah, dude, that was so fun. That was one of the best times of like snow drifting because we had a nice long stretch.
Fresh.
Dude,
it had literally just snowed, and then we were in like that brief period of like it wasn't snowing anymore.
Yeah, we were doing full like 360s and like
that was was that my first Impala?
I think so.
The Black Beauty.
Because I don't think I ever went drifting with the Contour while I had it.
I think I took it drifting a couple times when I had it.
Nice. I did go drifting with my Bonneville when I had that.
And everything else went out.
I think the Impala was... I think I went drifting once with my Impala SS. I haven't gone drifting at all with my Subaru yet.
Maybe that's why we're so much more like confident when we're young like that, is because we don't have the experience to tell us that that's stupid. We don't have the experience to tell us that it might be stupid or that it might be a bad idea. We're just like, oh, it's first time for anything. Like, let's go. Like,
no preconceived notions. We're still building.
Just don't do it in the middle of a parking lot that has light posts and you're good.
Right. Exactly. Confidence of being young.